Imagine grabbing that tub of creatine, convinced it's the magic bullet for bigger lifts and harder pumps, only to chalk up another workout without feeling a thing. Ever wondered why you're missing out on its full power? In my 30 years working with everyone from weekend warriors to competitive athletes, I've seen the same missteps derail progress again and again, so let's unpack them together. First off, ditch the temptation to chase every new superform on the market. Creatine, hydrogen chloride, buffered blends, nitrates. They all sound exciting, but research after research points back to plain old creatine monohydrate as the most reliable, cost-effective choice for saturating your muscles with phosphocreatine. So stick with a solid 5-gram daily dose and, if you want faster gains, consider an initial loading phase of 20 grams split into 4 servings over 5 to 7 days. Next, hydration isn't optional. Creatine pulls water into your muscle fibers to amplify strength and volume. So if you're not sipping at least 3 to 4 liters of water a day, you're literally drying out your gains and setting yourself up for cramps, bloating, or digestive discomfort. And training? Creatine thrives on short, explosive efforts. Think heavy triples and quadruples in the 85 to 95% one representative max zone or 10 to 15-second sprint intervals, not marathon treadmill sessions, which tap other energy systems and leave creatine on the bench. Timing also makes a world of difference. Mixing that post-workout scoop with 20 to 30 grams of fast carbs and protein triggers an insulin surge that shuttles both creatine and amino acids straight into your cells. Finally, too much caffeine, whether from multiple espresso shots or pre-workout blasts, acts as a diuretic, flushing water and the creatine you just took before it can be properly absorbed. For optimal quality, always choose a creatine supplement that's micronized and third-party tested for purity and solubility, ensuring you're not ingesting creatinine from poorly manufactured or improperly stored batches. Once your muscles are fully saturated, that influx of creatine triggers cellular swelling, boosting anabolic signaling pathways that ramp up protein synthesis and ward off muscle breakdown during intense training. You don't need to cycle creatine. Simply stick to daily doses to keep stores topped off, and remember to stow your container in a cool, dark, dry spot. Excess heat and light can degrade creatine into ineffective byproducts. When you zero in on one proven form, lock in hydration, tailor your workouts, fine-tune your nutrient timing, and factor in supplement quality, creatine stops being that dusty jar on the shelf and becomes the game-changer it's been promising all along. Imagine creatine phosphate as your body's rapid-fire energy reserve that refills itself in just 3 to 5 minutes, but here's the catch. Although your muscles can recharge quickly, your body naturally produces only a limited amount of creatine, and roughly 2 grams get flushed out every single day. So if you rely solely on what you eat, you'll struggle to keep those levels topped off. That's where smart nutrition and supplementation come in. By adding a high-quality, unflavored creatine monohydrate to your routine, you boost resting concentrations of phosphocreatine in muscle cells, giving you the power to sustain short-term, high-intensity efforts. Think powerful lifts or 10 to 15-second sprints, for longer before fatigue sets in. Over weeks, those extra seconds translate to a couple more reps, which, rep by rep, become noticeable gains in strength and size. Conversely, if you're logging moderate intensity endurance miles on the treadmill or long cycling sessions, you won't tap into the ATP-PCR system as much, so don't expect dramatic boosts there. Instead, plan workouts in the 3 to 12 rep range or brief anaerobic intervals to really emphasize creatine's strengths. And never underestimate hydration. Creatine draws water into your muscle fibers to amplify cell volume and anabolic signaling. So aim for at least 3 to 4 liters of water daily. Failure to do so can leave you feeling bloated, cramping, or under-recovered. It's also crucial to debunk the myth that creatine is a cure-all. It's a reliable partner, not a miracle worker. You won't wake up jacked if you spend your days on the couch, so patience is key. Creatine stores fill gradually, and only after several weeks of consistent dosing will you notice that extra representative or that faster recovery, which over time boosts your overall training volume, muscle composition, and performance. Another misstep is thinking a pinch of creatine in your pre-workout powder will suffice. Many brands underdose at just 1 to 2 grams, far below the recommended 5-gram daily intake. So grab a dedicated tub and either follow a loading protocol of 20 grams split into 4 doses over 5 to 7 days or simply take 5 grams every day for long-term maintenance. By combining targeted workouts, proper hydration, realistic expectations, and strategic dosing, creatine transforms from a dusty supplement on your shelf into the game-changing ally it was meant to be. When you want to top off your creatine stores quickly, the most efficient route is a short loading phase of 20 grams split into 4 daily doses for about a week, though you may notice a bit of bloating as extra water rushes into your muscles. If you'd rather avoid that initial weight gain, simply take 5 grams every day and reach full saturation in around 3 to 4 weeks with minimal chance of puffiness. Beyond creatine, remember that your body produces testosterone naturally too, and sometimes a little dietary or lifestyle boost is all you need to unlock its muscle building power, but more on that later. Hydration remains non-negotiable. Expect to gain 2 to 4 pounds of water weight in your first week on creatine. Proof it's working. So for every 5 grams scoop, add 300 to 500 milliliters of water and aim for 3 to 4 liters daily to keep muscles plump, joints lubricated, and your system primed for every rep. If you're downing espresso shots or high-dose caffeine supplements, ease up. Caffeine suppresses vasopressin, ADH, turning your kidneys into a fast track for flushing both water and creatine out before it can do its job. And yes, creatine and protein are a dream team. Creatine fuels your short-duration power output while protein provides the amino acids to repair and grow those fibers. So mix your 5 grams scoop into a post-workout shake with 20 to 30 grams of whey or plant protein to trigger an insulin response that drives both into muscle cells for maximum effect. Experts consistently reassure us that blending creatine and protein into a single shake is entirely safe, and in fact, may streamline your supplement routine. When you dissolve 5 grams of creatine monohydrate alongside 20 to 30 grams of your preferred protein source, whether whey, casein, or a high-quality plant blend, you tap into a powerful synergy. The insulin response triggered by the protein and accompanying carbohydrates helps shuttle creatine into muscle cells just as effectively as it drives amino acids into the same tissue. This one-and-done approach is ideal if you train early in the morning or have a packed schedule, ensuring you never miss a dose. However, if you prefer to fine-tune each supplement's window of maximum impact, you can split them. Take creatine roughly 30 minutes before your workout to saturate phosphocreatine stores and support explosive power output, and then use protein immediately post-training to maximize rates of muscle protein synthesis. In that pre-workout window, creatine helps buffer adenosine diphosphate back into ATP, providing the rapid energy needed for heavy triples, short sprints, or any effort that relies on the ATP-PCR system. Afterward, protein intake floods the bloodstream with essential amino acids, particularly leucine, which activate mTOR signaling, the molecular switch that tells your body, repair and build now. Safety concerns around creatine, ranging from kidney stress to blood sugar imbalances, have been thoroughly investigated over the last 3 decades. In healthy individuals, clinical trials and long-term cohort studies demonstrate that daily supplementation of up to 10 grams for several years does not impair glomerular filtration rate, alter serum creatinine beyond benign elevations, or compromise overall renal function. A 2017 meta-analysis pooling data from more than 20 randomized controlled trials found no significant differences in markers of kidney health between creatine users and placebo groups, even among older adults. Anecdotal reports of muscle cramps, dehydration, or gastrointestinal upset generally stem from inadequate hydration, excessive dosing, or underlying health issues rather than a direct toxic effect of creatine itself. To play it safe, however, always confirm that your baseline kidney function is normal. Your nephrologist or primary care physician can verify this with a simple blood panel, and avoid supplementation if you have any stage of chronic kidney disease. Similarly, people with unmanaged diabetes or those taking certain medications should consult a healthcare professional before beginning creatine, since even minor shifts in fluid balance or insulin response could necessitate a tailored approach. Technically, you don't need to supplement with creatine to survive or to train. Our bodies synthesize roughly 1 to 2 grams of creatine daily in the liver, pancreas, and kidneys, and most omnivores obtain another 1 to 2 grams through a diet that includes red meat, fish, and poultry. Yet genetically determined variation in synthesizing enzymes and dietary patterns leaves many individuals, particularly vegetarians and vegans, with suboptimal muscle stores. Research indicates that vegetarians can experience a 20 to 40% greater increase in intramuscular phosphocreatine concentrations when supplementing compared to meat eaters, because their baseline is lower. Once muscle creatine phosphate is fully saturated, gains plateau, so a well-timed loading phase of 20 grams daily for 5 to 7 days can quickly fill these stores, followed by a maintenance dose of 5 grams per day to keep them topped off. This cyclical approach ensures that even those with high natural turnover, such as athletes engaging in daily high-intensity training, maintain elevated creatine levels without subjecting their digestive system to constant large boluses. Beyond timing and dosage, supplement quality is paramount. Not all creatine is created equal. Look for micronized creatine monohydrate produced by reputable manufacturers using Creatine technology or similar pharmaceutical-grade processes. Micronization reduces particle size, improving solubility in water and minimizing sediment in the bottom of your shaker. Third-party testing seals, such as NSF Certified for Sport or Informed Sport, guarantee the absence of impurities like heavy metals or banned substances, which is critical if you compete. Store your creatine in a cool, dry, dark place to prevent degradation. Exposure to heat and moisture can convert creatine into creatinine, an ineffective byproduct that neither enhances performance nor supports muscle health. Finally, while creatine optimizes your body's immediate energy buffer and supports higher training volumes, true muscular transformation also hinges on the hormonal milieu, particularly testosterone. Creatine's ability to draw water into muscle cells not only boosts acute strength but also triggers satellite cell proliferation and enhances IGF-1 signaling, both of which amplify the anabolic environment that testosterone leverages. In practice, this means the extra ATP provided by creatine allows you to lift heavier weights or perform more reps, generating the mechanical tension and metabolic stress that stimulate endogenous testosterone release. Over weeks, that combination of improved training quality and hormonal support accelerates muscle hypertrophy, fat loss, and strength gains beyond what either creatine or optimal testosterone alone could achieve. If you're intrigued by how to naturally elevate testosterone levels, through strategic nutrition, targeted supplementation, and lifestyle adjustments like sleep hygiene and stress management, be sure to watch our follow-up video. There, I'll guide you step by step through evidence-backed strategies to harmonize your hormonal profile and unlock the full spectrum of your muscle-building potential.